It all comes down tomorrow for the CPI that will come out 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com here. Daily market recap. Like, subscribe, and without further ado, let's see the charts. Overall, pretty quiet day, not surprising. The market is on hold for tomorrow's CPI numbers. So I hope you have your risk management in place. As you can see, SPY closed the day with a doji, 0.12% to the upside. Bears tried to break below the 518, closed above it. As you can see, the 518, very important area of support. This is how it looks on the 65 minutes. Always zoom in, zoom out. First candle of the 65 minutes, bears came in strong, and throughout the day until the last 30 minutes of the day, price was below the yellow zone, and then someone knows something. We don't know. We closed the day almost out of the yellow zone, but still not out of it. Breaking above it, we will see 524 to the upside. Breaking below, we will see 512, and this gap at the 510 getting filled. Prepare for any side, and the only thing we need to do is protect the downside. QQQ almost 0.4% to the upside. Touched the yellow zone. Bounced back up to the 443 area. 443 from support to resistance. Good reaction, and we will see 450. Bad reaction to the CPI. And this gap at the 426 will get filled throughout this week. Dow Jones almost on the zero. Not much of a movement. We can see still struggling to close inside, go back inside the yellow zone. Bad reaction, and we will see 383, and then one by one all these supports to the downside. IWM with 0.4, but another day, another doji, and as you can see, this yellow trend line is holding strong. We have been talking about this yellow trend line in the past few days or weeks already. The yellow trend line together with the 204 area, very important area of support. Breaking down and under, we will see 198 and then 195 and 190 to the downside. Two consecutive dojis, Monday, Tuesday. IWM is waiting for the CPI numbers. Breaking above the 206, we can take Fibonacci a little bit closer. And as you can see, above the 207, this is why we need to know and we need to understand the true relationship between Fibonacci, candlesticks, and trend lines, of course. They give us the true support resistance for price action into the future. And now, as we can see, above the 207, we will see 209 and 212 to the upside. Bitcoin, with all the hustle, with all the fuss, we are back retesting the yellow zone. The yellow zone is the most important zone of support and resistance according to the FTI. One click away and you have everything on your chart. We have mixed signals in this table over here. Bearish on the 65, bearish on the 4 hours, still bullish on the daily and the weekly. And we said yesterday and the day before, I want to see at least 2-3 days above the 7,600 because one day does not change the overall sentiment. And the overall sentiment on the Bitcoin for now is a sideways move, struggling with the 7,600 area. Overall, we have here, we can take trend line to help us identify that we have here this trend line since end of February holding the higher lows, but all this area is a very tough area of resistance. Breaking below this trend line, and Bitcoin will see 6,900 and then back to this yellow zone at the 52 area. Breaking above this area at least 2-3 days above it, we will see new all-time highs and then towards the 80 plus. Ethereum, as you can see, yellow zone. What do we see? Sideways move, struggling with the yellow zone. Only a weekly close on Ethereum above the 3700, and then we will see towards the 4100, and above the 4100 we will see bull run towards the 5000. Breaking below it, we have 3280 and then 3060, below 3060, and it's all over for Ethereum, and we will see 2400. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We are going live today a little bit early, maybe 8:25. Tomorrow, it's my today because I'm in China. It's already 9:40 a.m. China time. So for you guys, it's tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. is the CPI. We will go live 8:25, 8:26. So don't forget to hit the notification bell. Magnificent 7, closed on the 0. We are still inside this uptrend channel. Now the 39.15 holding strong support. Long continuation towards the 40. Above 40 we will see 41. Bad reaction for the CPI, and we will break below this yellow zone to the 37.50. Below it we have this gap at the 36.50. SOXX also inside the yellow zone. Basically all across the market, not much of a price action. SOXX still above this white trend line. As you can see, everything surrounds trend lines, Fibonacci, and of course, once you put the FTI in your chart, you have everything that you want. Support, resistance, multi-time frames, sell signal, buy signal, stop loss, everything that you want, one click away. Let's see continuation above the 225 towards 231 and then 240 to the upside. Gold starting to get weaker with an inside day. We can take the FTI, make it a little bit closer, and now 2320 is the support. Below it, retesting the yellow zone. Natural gas, looks like natural gas wants to go higher. We are inside this short term, very short term, since end of March uptrend channel, breaking above the 192. We have this double bottom scenario above the 192. We will see 2 and then 213. Above 213, this gap at the 242 will get filled. Crude oil getting weaker and weaker. Not surprising. Bulls gave us since beginning of February very nice bull run until last highs was 23% to the upside. Now the yellow zone is holding a support. Below it we will see 83. Below 83 we will see once again retesting the 80. Apple with 0.72%, but look at this. You know this 168 area. We are talking about this 168 area very, very long time. And once again, look at this battle between bulls and bears, between buyers and sellers on this red line, on this 168, 169 area. Bulls wants to get away from it. Bears wants to go all the way and close the gap at the 146. Look at these two trend lines. We have the upper trend line that helps us to identify the lower highs. We have the lower trend line, helps us to identify the lower lows, and the crossroads between these two trend lines is at the gap. Follow trend lines. They are your true roadmap for future price action. And the other scenario we need to prepare is a double bottom scenario. We have a double bottom scenario on the 168. This area, a very important area of support, breaking up above at least 2-3 days above this yellow zone, and we can say this double bottom scenario can take us all the way back to the 185. We can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, and now you have everything on your chart. Or you can just put the FTI. The FTI gives you everything that you need for future support and resistance. AMD, 3 consecutive dojis. We said that there is a great chance, high probability, that we will see similar price action we saw over here, sideways move above the 165 area. just bouncing between the yellow zone and the 165, and here we are already 4 days, 3 days consecutive dojis, indecision on AMD, breaking below, and we will see all these future supports to the downside, all the way closing the gap at the 148, and look at this, the FTI gives you also gaps to the future. Nvidia continue its sliding down, another 2% to the downside, and you remember we have talked about this short-term downtrend channel that takes Nvidia all the way first to close the 822 gap, and yesterday almost closed the gap. This gap is still open. Let's see how the market will react. Bad reaction, and Nvidia will just skip on this gap to the downside to 770, 740, and to this 697. Let me know in the comments below. 690 area. Let me know in the comments below what do you think. Where Nvidia is heading after CPI. Will she hold above the 820, maybe above the 780, or we will see just flash Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, closing the gap at the 690. Let me know in the comments below. Super interesting to know. What do you think? Meta, look at the trend lines, holding above the middle trend line, still in an uptrend. According to the FTI, we are still under the inside bullish land. Breaking below the 501, we will see retesting the lower trend line together with the 492. Breaking below it, and it means that we broke below the uptrend channel, and our way back to 450 will be open. Microsoft 0.4% to the upside, nothing much on Microsoft. Basically moving sideways since middle of March between the 417 and the 427. Super tight price action. This is why we also have mixed signals over here on the multi-time frames. Long on Microsoft, only above the 428, and then with a good reaction we will see 440 and 450. Bad reaction 417 in my opinion will not hold strong, and then we will see this gap to the downside over here getting filled with a touch on the 404 area. Google 1% to the upside, open the day super strong. Look at the 65-minute chart. Open the day with a gap to the upside all the way to a future Fibonacci resistance, the 158 area, 159, and then just slide back down, almost close the gap, touched at the 50% retracement, and managed to close above the 65 minutes yellow zone. 156 now is the support. On the daily it looks like it did close the gap. Chewy, from my top stocks to watch. If you didn't see, go back and watch my top stocks to watch. I posted last Sunday. Now, Chewy, we have been waiting for this trend line to break up and above, and Chewy today gave us 4.5% to the upside. Now let's see continuation towards the 790 and then 1870. PayPal looking good. PayPal still struggling with the yellow zone, but as you can see, PayPal closed the gap it had here. Now let's see continuation and breaking above this yellow zone, and we will see this gap at the 7270 getting filled. And Moderna, mRNA, this is the ticker. We are still waiting for a break above the 116 area. The 116 area, look at this, from support to resistance, very tough resistance. Above it, we will see 121 and then 127 to the upside. If you don't want to miss all these great setups for swing trading, for day trading, for option trading, join today to the Fibonacci Trader Discord. Amazon continues to grind up on this middle trend line, the 185 holding as support, long continuation, good reaction from the market, and we will see 194 and maybe even 204 to the upside. Overall, Amazon looking good. Let's see how Amazon will react to the CPI bad reaction, and we will retest the 180 area together with the lower trend line. MicroStrategy, another day, another doji to the downside, almost 5%, holding strong the 30-70 area, all these areas of support and resistance. You know them because we are talking about them in the past few days or so. Now, MicroStrategy under the bearish signal and multi-time frames, we are under this double top scenario. Let's see how it validates. Let's see how MicroStrategy that follows Bitcoin, how it will react. The problem with MicroStrategy, it will be affected by Bitcoin and from the overall market. Bad reaction, 988, and then this gap at the 888, and then this gap at the 816 will get filled. Don't go away. Now we have Tesla that's trying, look at this, let's clean the chart. You know this blue trend line, you know this green zone. We marked them a few days back, and once again, trend lines are the true support and resistance for future price action. Look at this, Tesla struggling with this area, the blue area, with the green area, all this area, super tough resistance, but overall looks like bulls of Tesla are trying to wake up. Now all we need is good reaction from the CPI, and then this gap at the 186 will get filled. Above it we have 206. Overall, this is how Tesla looks on the intraday, 65 minutes. Open the day very strong into the green line, the 178. And since then, just move sideways. We also had a very good day with Tesla in our Fibonacci-Traders Discord. Look at this. We took long and Tesla over here. Once it was 175. And then we just went all the way in Tesla until the end of the day. And then we also identified that Tesla have a double bottom scenario on the 15 minutes. This is the Fibonacci premium day trading. We have multiple ideas. We took some long on Apple, and as we can see, we also manage our risk together. How to manage stop loss during the market, during hours, and we took also a Samara. Overall, we have the premium room, we have swing lounge, options room, crypto, general chats, member gains, and of course we have the same thing also in Hebrew. So make sure you join us, the Fibonacci-Traders Discord. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, like, subscribe. Don't forget, 8:29 Eastern Time, we are going live preparing for the CPI. Until then, stay safe.